Well, good morning. Welcome back to the channel. As the B-roll probably just showed you, I'm in somewhere, again, quite different. Sarah and I have just come to this little cottage retreat on this farm in Derbyshire, in the Peak District of England. And to say the least, it's a little bit nippy. British term means it's a bit cold. It's about -4, -5 out here at the moment, and it's about 9:30 in the morning. The sun's been up for over an hour or so, and we're using this as a base for a few days, just a sort of a time to chill, pardon the pun, but we've come away just to sort of do a bit of photography and also to do a bit of just relaxing basically. So we've rented this little cottage on this farm, or at least part of an old converted cow barn. I'll spin you around and show you which it is. So just down there past the cars there's a converted cow shed, and it's got about 8 nice little properties in it, which were only done a couple of years ago. It's really very pleasant. And yeah, so we're going to go out today to Padley Gorge, and I've never been there. I should have done, because I actually did my degree only about 20 miles away from here, and I've never actually been there. So what I'm going to do is we'll get in the car, pack the dogs in, very well dressed up with very warm muffling gear because it is flipping freezing, and I went out just after sunrise this morning and my fingers were falling off, and that was with thermal gloves on. So we'll go and pack the car up, as I say. We'll go and drive over to Padley Gorge and see what today brings. It is, as you can probably see, a perfectly blue sky day, and that probably will mean that the lighting conditions will be very harsh, but we'll make the most of it. The only camera I've got with me now, because I've actually sold all my Hasselblad gear, having had it long enough to prove that it didn't offer me as many advantages over my OM1 as its price tag would suggest it should. I thought not much point having that much money tied up with the Hasselblad, so I moved it on to MPB, who I tend to use quite a lot for buying and selling equipment from. They're excellent, by the way. Go and check them out. I'm not sponsored by them in any way, shape or form, but I've been very satisfied with the service I get from them, and it basically takes all the worries away that using eBay or any other sort of form of selling would bring with it, and it's just easy. Anyway, so I've got rid of the Hasselblad. I've got the OM1 with me, and the only 2 lenses I've got with that now are the 8-25, which in full frame terms is 16 to 50, which is a nice mid to reasonably wide zoom, wide angle zoom. And then I've got the 40 to 150, which again in full frame terms is 80 to 300, and the pair of those are doing me really quite proudly. So I'm only going to take those because they're the only 2 lenses I've currently got. So let's go to Padley Gorge and see what we can get. Welcome to Padley Gorge here in, I think it's South Yorkshire. It might be Derbyshire. It's close to the border either which way. As you can see, the light is incredibly strong, straight into my face. It's made my photochromic glasses go so black I can hardly see into the shadows, which isn't helping. And I'm here with Pop. He's standing next to me, freezing his little paws off, I think, but we're in the sun at the moment. We're about to go down the gorge and we'll be in the shade for quite a bit of the way, but there's some quite interesting frost on the trees, so follow with me and let's see what sort of shots we can get from here. Well, I'm here at the other end, or halfway along Padley Gorge, and it is gorgeous. It really is a very nice place to be. And as you've probably seen from the B-roll, all the trees have got either a light dusting of snow or it's very serious hoarfrost on them. And one side of the valley, which is the side behind me here, apart from the dog, hello dog, yes, hello, is in sunlight, and the other side is completely in shade and probably will be all day, so that side will stay covered in nice hoarfrost. I've scrambled down the rocks 2 or 3 times to different places to get some shots already, but with the dog on a long lead, camera bag, camera in hand, it was not practical to vlog at the same time. So I'm just looking around because, like quite a few YouTubey type people, I don't like being photographed or witnessed doing vlogs or pieces to the camera. So I'll just leave the camera bag there and the camera for a moment on this nice comfortable cold rock, and I'll walk you to the edge and show you a little bit of what this place is about. Got to be a bit careful walking down these steep slopes, but if I just spin you through here, you see, look at all of this. If you can't get a composition here, you shouldn't have a camera in your hand, basically. That sounds a little bit critical, but crikey, this is lovely. This is gorgeous. Wally's woofing at something, but I can't see what. It's spinning. Has he seen someone in the distance? I don't know what you're barking at, Wally. What is it? Woof. Hey, stop it. No, no, no. Oh, I know what it is. I can see what it is. He's scared. If you look there, there's a tree that's got a lot of remnants of a tree that's got a lot of coins hammered into it, which often happens in different locations around the country. And he's afraid of it, basically. Well, I absolutely don't know if you can hear anything I'm saying here because the roar of water is really quite loud. But as I've put in that bit of B-roll, it's really nice here. It really is. I never knew this place existed, but I have seen a few other YouTubers do vlogs from here. So I'm going to get the camera out now because I've actually come, as you've seen, right to the bottom of the gorge here. It's not actually very far. It's only about 60 feet below the road level. But I've come down here, and I can see quite a few nice little tumbling waterfalls, and as most of you that have seen me take pictures before know, I like detail. I also like moody, but I like detail. So let me get the camera out, and I'm in particular interested in this little waterfall that's just behind you here, which, if you can hear that, I'll get closer in a minute and I'll take some pictures. But I'll have to stop vlogging because I can't do 3 things at once. So bear with me. So I'm by the waterfall here. Wally's next to me, guarding me in case any trees come out and attack him. And as you can see, the sun's just peeping over the brow of the hill there. It won't reach this waterfall, which I'll spin you around and show you. Now that's the waterfall I want to take, and I'm hoping the sound of the waterfall isn't drowning everything out. But what I'm using is, I'm using the camera in high-res mode. And the little OM1 high-res mode gives me a 50 megapixel image stitched together from 16 individual images. And what I found it particularly useful for is when I'm want a slow motion effect like this water that's coming over these rocks in front of me. So let me show you how I take this picture. So I framed what I want up there, and I'm going to press the shutter. It's taking the 16 images now, and if it doesn't come up with a warning message, it's stitched them together successfully. And that image on the back of the camera is what it's just taken for me, which is a nice slow motion with motion in the water effect, which is what I was looking for. And you can see my hand is shaking quite a bit. And for the camera to be able to compensate for that, I'm really impressed. I'm very, very impressed with this little OM1. I'm loving it more and more. As I mentioned in some of the other videos, I've ditched the Hasselblad. Too heavy, too big, too much for what I need. and its real capabilities are more in a studio, and I rarely do things in studios. So I'll put the image up. If you like it and you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. It does help the channel. And I'm going to move back from here now. Wally's getting his paws cold and wants to go back. And yeah, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll get out of this -8 degrees valley floor. Thanks. Cheers, folks. Bye. Thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel, and click the notification icon and the bell, and you'll be able to be notified when I upload new videos.